setting up my hammock, which honestly I kind of set up janky because I didn't really know how to set it up. I think the trees I chose were just a little too close together, but it's okay. I think it's at a sturdy enough point where I won't fall. But yeah, I'm glad I'm finally here. There was someone over because there's like a campsite area a little further down from here because this is just a picnic area, and they were whistling, and for a second I thought I was going crazy because I could not see where it was coming from, or I thought it was like a bird or something. I don't know, but it's just me at this picnic area. There's been a few people who've stopped to just like use the bathrooms, but yay, I did it. And now I'm going to sit here and read and snack for a few hours. This is really nice. I'm proud of myself for coming out here. I'm reading The Untethered Soul right now. There's a woodpecker up there. It's cute. I think this book is so interesting because I think about so much. The thing I think about so much in like daily life is like, wow, this is how I'm really like seeing the world. Like, there's like this body is me, but it's not like really me because the me is inside my mind. That awareness is what makes me, I guess. And there's this quote that I just read that was like, so now I ask you, who are you? And you answer, I am the one who sees. From backing her somewhere, I look out and I am aware of the events, thoughts, and emotions that pass before me. And I think it's so interesting to think about because I, like seeing the world through my eyes. But I'm seeing it as the person in here, and it's interesting to think about how other people see the world, because it's a thought I always have is like looking at like even just like my coworkers or stuff like that, and we're just chatting and I'm looking at them and then I'm like, man, so the way I'm seeing is how they're seeing, but in just a mirror effect. Or I guess not like a mirror, but in the opposite effect, I don't know, it's interesting to think about. I'm excited for this spring semester because I'm I'm a senior in college, and so I'll be graduating in the spring, and they're offering this new class because they're, of course, when I'm graduating, offer this new minor about the subconscious mind, or the unconscious mind. No, I think it's subconscious mind something, but I was like, that would have been really cool to have more of an active take-in if it was available to me before I was graduating. But they're offering a class that's about spirituality and the subconscious mind, and I'm really excited to take it. I think it'll be really interesting, but it's kind of just like my fuck around course, you know. Yeah, well, I guess I never really formally introduced myself. I was just like, hey, but I'm Sierra, and like I said, I'm a senior in college. I'll be graduating this spring. I'm a major in anthropology and minor in Italian. What do I want to do with my life? I don't know. There's so many things I want to do, and sometimes it just feels like there's not enough time in the world to do all of them, but in reality, I have literal decades of time to do things. It's just, you know, the American mindset of boom, 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 you know, going through all of your major life experiences. But I think I recently met with a medium, moonlight medium Annie. I'll at her because she's great. But I met with her, and when we were talking, and she was telling me about, like, you know, the visions she had when connecting with me, and the people that came through, it was very, she could see me moving in a very fast pace. I was kind of just like zooming by, no time to stop, and I feel like that's very representative of my life right now. I'm just going through the motions and trying to get things done. I work full-time and I'm doing school full-time, and there's like hardly any time outside of that for me to do things. And she said one of the people that came through, I believe to have been my great-grandfather on my father's side. I never like technically met him, but my mom was pregnant with me from the few times that she met, or from the couple times that she met him. And so in a way we did meet just unknowingly, and he said that I need to slow down. I'm gonna burn myself out if I keep going at the pace that I am, which I believe to be true. A lot of my life right now, I always feel so fatigued, yeah. And just like, overall, I'm always so exhausted, no matter how much sleep I get, no matter how productive I am and I get things done. I'm just tired, and I think it's because of how, I guess, spread thin I've made myself. So it's a goal for this coming year, is to try slowing down more. It was so much easier doing that when I studied abroad in Italy, and even when I traveled Europe, it was easier to take things at steps rather than at leaps like I am right now. And yeah, that's a goal of mine. And the other person that had come through, I believe, was my great-grandmother on my mom's side. It was funny because she was Italian, and I don't even think Annie, the medium, noticed when she was talking, but when she was telling me about my great-grandfather and just like the other things, she didn't do this at all. But the moment that she started talking about her, she started doing this a few times, and I was like, sounds like somebody I'm familiar with. I never actually got to meet her before she passed, but my mom grew up with her and she told me stories about her and everything. And her message for me was basically to not care what other people think or like what their expectations are of me, and to just find out what I really want and like who I want to be, essentially. Which is another thing that I've been trying to figure out and think about for literally my entire college experience, but especially this past year after my ex-boyfriend ghosted me and things kind of fell apart a little bit, because I was just like, well, now what do I do? I really envisioned having a future with him in it, and it's just not the case. So I really need to figure out what is it I want, since there's not another party involved, I guess. Because even though I really want, still, even though it's been a little over a month, I'm still very attached, I guess. And it's a lot of road noise. Hopefully you can hear me. So now I just need to figure out what I really want, because my plan before was to graduate and then to save up money so that I will get working experience and save money, but then to move to Oregon and probably work for a while, and then, or work for a year there, and then become a state resident, and then go to school again for mortuary science to be a mortician. But while that is still something I would like to do and to learn about, I think that's a later in life me and not a now me. And I still believe I would like to, if I stay in the States, to live in the Pacific Northwest, but I don't think now is the time anymore, or even just like a few years from now that I was talking about. I don't think that's for me anymore. So I think there's just always been a common trend in what I want to do, which is to work with the dead. How morbid. But my lips are so chapped. Chopsticks in the corner. I majored in anthropology because so I could go into archaeology, and I've found through my time in university and studying all these different things, I really am interested in and enjoy learning about funerary archaeology and mortuary archaeology. And specifically, I've found that I really want to work with bones. So there's this very specific subdiscipline that I would love to learn more about and go into, which is archaeology, which is essentially, the archaeological study of bones, specifically human bones. And I found a master's program that is literally that exact thing in Scotland at the University of Edinburgh. And I have always wanted to go to Scotland. I love it so much. And I think that's really what is calling to me right now. So I think my plan right now is to take a gap year and work, hopefully in like a museum or something involved with anthropology or archaeology, so I can get more working experience in my field, and then hopefully apply to the program and get accepted, and then go to Scotland for a year, and then see where that takes me. I wouldn't mind, I don't think, staying there for longer than that, or exploring other places, because I did enjoy Italy when I studied abroad. It is like a second home to me, and that is like an epicenter of history and cultural heritage and archaeology, so it would be also an amazing place to go to. But yeah, that's more about me. And another thing that I want to try doing is this. I'd like to get into making YouTube videos, because once upon a time, like 10 years ago, I used to do it for fun with some friends, and then I think once I hit high school it kind of stopped, but I think now was a great time, because it can also serve as just like a documentary of my journey, and just to reflect back in the future on all of my growth and everything. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy and stick along for the ride. And I will catch you guys next time. I'm gonna hang out here for, I don't know what time it is, but probably a few more hours, and then go back home so I can take a midterm. Yay.